Dun, dun,
Hello, fam.
dun, 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 dun.
Wait, what's
Shark
that
Week.
sound?
You know, you could have gotten the actual audio for that.
I don't want to get DMCA'd live on YouTube. That's for Patreon only.
Absolutely no one thought I was coming at y'all with the raspberry lemonade tonight, but here I am.
Didn't you say your favorite's the peaches? Because what else is in the teaches of peaches?
No, I never said that, Brett.
It doesn't sound like anything he would say.
Gotcha.
No, did not say that. I did say, however, that my favorite flavor is watermelon lemonade, but it's a raspberry kind of night.
Welcome to Happy Hour Live, presented by Vizzy Hard Seltzer, the only hard seltzer with superfruit, acerola, and vitamin C. Dylan is drinking a raspberry lemonade. My favorite flavor, kind of the peach lemonade guy, honestly. Blackberry lemon goes hard too. Will, what is your favorite flavor? Real quick.
Probably blueberry pomegranate, but I flip-flop every single time I have one, so it's kind of hard to say.
Blue pommy, everybody knows. Dave, what are you rocking with?
Don't ask her on a straight Vizzy hard seltzer night. I'm a big watermelon lemonade guy, personally. Me personally, that's my opinion. So, you know,
Gotcha.
only God can
We're just
judge
riding
me.
the same wave.
When you're in the store, you're going through the aisles, you're walking up and down, you see that little orange box, the little Vizzy box, and you're just like, oh, that's the one. Vizzy Hard Seltzer is the choice. That's what we're doing all summer. I don't care if it's on the course. I don't care if it's on the boat, on the balcony, on the patio, at Dylan's house when he's not there and we are hanging out in his backyard because we didn't invite him. You didn't know about that. That's fine.
Man,
That's
somebody
what
just said, "Oh, it's our boy Trev Cat." He spelled cuter, but I think he was talking about cooter, as in charcuterie.
Right,
And it's
Dylan.
been a long time since I heard that. Yeah. What's
Can I
up?
just want to finish the ad read real quick, and then we'll get right into this.
Fucking
Sure,
John.
Brett, go ahead.
Vizzy Hard Seltzer, the only hard seltzer that we're drinking this summer. Go to VizzyHardSeltzer.com/washed to find Vizzy in your area. It's pretty much everywhere now, including Canada. Check out the new watermelon packs, obviously. And we'll be seeing those pretty soon. VizzyHardSeltzer.com/washed. You must be 21 plus to purchase Vizzy. Guys, it's Shark Week. Did anybody come prepared with their own charcuterie board?
No.
Okay.
No,
I sent you mine.
Nick.
I sent you mine.
I didn't
Nobody
do
wants
one.
charcuterie.
You didn't get the memo? Whoa, my crackers are falling. Nobody came? Okay. Well, more for me. That's cool. Dylan, are you excited for Shark Week?
I'm very excited. I didn't know that it was the same week as podcast week this year. Kind of snuck up on me once again, but as always, I'm very excited for it. Yeah.
Dave,
Dylan.
what are your... Sorry, go
All
ahead.
right. I just need Dylan to confirm or deny this.
Oh, sorry, I didn't know that you put a comment up.
Yeah, I did.
That is no, Brandon. That's not true. I wouldn't even know how to go about doing such a thing. But thanks for asking.
Well, let me just say this. You do know an awful lot about the COVID-19 virus, as we learned today. Just saying.
I mean, just because I'm the only one who knows where the 19 comes from in COVID-19 doesn't mean
Yeah,
I
you
know
would
about
know
the
that.
actual virus.
Dude, very big narc vibes from you knowing that. I could have sworn it was not.
You guys
Yeah,
were
we-
so confident that I was wrong that you were just laughing in my face.
Literally laughing in your
Randy,
face.
Randy was just giggling from behind his little computer screen. Almost went over there.
Oh, no.
Dude.
The Rangers just traded Joey Gallo. Fuck. All right.
Oh, a member of the Ragazzi.
Well, do you think there's any way that they're just moving him to make room on the roster for Profar?
No, Will, I knew exactly where I was going.
God.
Dude, they should call him up.
The only
Dude,
guy
he's
on
in-
that roster
he's
that
in
I
Oakland.
recognize is now gone.
Will, the immaculate lighting in Will's new place is putting everyone's to shame. I'm hoping
It's just
that when I
computer,
move, oh, that's
Yeah.
right, you're on that desktop swag.
Yeah, I'm on that desktop drip. You know what it is.
Will, what
also-
are your expectations going into tonight? This is a big night in the DeFreeze household. Shark Week every year.
Expectations are high. I think last year, if I remember correctly, we had a breakfast board at one point. I think this year I accidentally opened a couple DMs in the Circling Back account, and honestly, everything I saw was pretty much heat. And so I don't know. We haven't even ranked any food or rated any food in a long time. And so I think the people are ready to get out there and have some fun again. It's a good thing.
Can we rate Brett's real quick? The one he made?
Sure. I can't tip much, but here,
That's
you know what I'll do?
that's a
Why don't you tip your
3.2
computer instead of tip? Are you not wearing pants? Or something?
That's what I'm doing.
Okay.
That's some pepperoni. That's some Gouda. That's some soppressata. Some crackers. Some pepper jack and some
Gabagool.
fig. Some fig with juniper berries.
Glaring lack of gabagool on that.
Oh no, the fig went down. Okay, luckily it's not viscous, so we're good.
Well, Brett is on a roll.
I'm just
You
saying.
just- You just dropped viscous 6 minutes into a happy hour live.
Can you not agree that fig preserves are not viscous, or they are viscous? I don't know which way I'm going with it, but
I am going to out myself. I don't know what viscous is.
viscosity is a measure.
Oh my god, that's embarrassing. That you.
I thought you were making a Vizzy joke.
Dylan used to throw viscous in college.
It's true.
Well, anyway, I'm excited for Happy Hour Live tonight. We got a special guest in the building. You may know him as Captain Cons. He's in the green room. Cons, are you ready to come in? Here he is, Captain Cons, everybody. Connor, what's going on, my man?
Not much. How is everyone doing this evening?
We're doing pretty
Dude,
well.
So
It's been
good.
too
man.
long.
Happy to have
It's
you.
been too long.
It's been a minute.
It
Yeah,
has been a minute.
it's been a while. I guess you guys have kind of been head down, not inviting me around. I guess maybe the last time I was in Austin, I didn't do as well as I thought in front of everybody, and now here I am. Took a little while to get reinvited back.
We had a good time in Austin. I believe you met my son
Mm-hmm.
when you were here. We had a good little time.
How was the wedding?
I hesitate to say because if I'm being honest, not great.
Really?
Yeah, no, it was. It just wasn't. I'm sorry. I doubt that anybody who was there would be listening, but it just the happy hour. The open bar ended early. There wasn't much of a party vibe to it. There was like a lot of sitting. Everything around the wedding was fun. Obviously, being in Austin, certainly the night before, and then going out down on West 6th after the reception was fun. But the actual wedding, no, would not do again. Would not recommend, unfortunately.
Hopefully they only have to do it once.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey,
exactly.
Cons, is that a customized Roback Barstool collab polo that you're wearing?
I think so. This might have been like a prototype that got sent over. And
I have that. I believe.
yeah.
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 I think that's the
It looks-
azalea.
Yeah, it's a good one. It's certainly bright, but every time I put it on it, my fiance says, "Ew, I hate that shirt."
Very
What
cool.
are you gonna do?
We've all been there.
Yeah, seriously.
Cons, what'd you think of the Driscoll when you were down here?
It was cool. You know what? I'd only ever been there for drinks, and then like the one room that almost feels like it's the inside of a country club. You know, when you go up the stairs and that bar area, I love that area. Nice hotel. I thought it was cool. Really,
Any ghost encounters while you were there? But
unfortunately, no ghost encounters.
Okay.
Yeah.
I had to ask that question. Everybody does.
Yeah, absolutely. Had to be asked.
Connor, when you're grading a charcuterie board or when you're building one, what are you looking for? Because you are a noted charcuterie board guy on Twitter. Some people have accused us of stealing your bit. Some people have accused you of stealing our bit. There's no bad blood in charcuterie.
No.
I want to get that out there. It's a
We're all out there
shareable plate
together.
for a reason.
Yeah, exactly. It's a shareable plate. It's a shareable bit.
Correct.
I will say this. I was overwhelmed by the outpouring of charcuterie boards at one point last fall. I think probably due to everyone being forced to stay inside, so more people got into them. So it seemed like every Saturday I was just inundated with boards, and then I felt bad that if somebody tweeted, I had to give it a score. I felt bad I had to. So I actually put out a statement a while back that I was stepping away from the Charc game for a little bit. But that was really just from stepping away from grading them. But I guess when I think about it, nobody's out there making their own bread and cheese and fruit and everything. And if you are, more power to you. But I think it really, for me, when I look at a charcuterie board, is two things. One, the presentation, I think is everything. Because again, we're all basically, if you're going, maybe you might go to a deli, but everyone's more or less going to, a supermarket, maybe some more fancy than others. Everybody's kind of getting all the same stuff. They all look similar. So really it comes down to presentation. And then it's kind of like when Bloody Marys kind of jumped the shark and Bloody Marys became so over the top and extravagant. It's like, there's an entire meal on top of my Bloody Mary. This is no longer a Bloody Mary. This is just a way for me to showcase how ridiculous we can be. I think sometimes people, I always try to be weary of people trying to get too nuts with it and trying to do too much with their charcuterie board. So I would say keep it simple and keep the presentation tight.
Thank you.
And other than that, you're going to be in good shape.
Thank you for saying that. I don't need a big Montana dripping with Arby's sauce and curly fries in my Bloody Mary. I just don't.
No.
Separate maybe, but not on top of the bloody. No.
Correct. It gets to be too much, and then it's just you look at the person and you say to them, "Gosh, you sure are trying really hard," and I appreciate that, but it's just not happening.
Cons, I'm so glad you said that because you bring a perfect touch of expertise to this panel. Will's a big presentation guy, big photography guy. He doesn't, the contents of it are more or less secondary to him. Dave is all about the traditional, what is your meat, what is your cheese, and where is it located? And Dylan's just a huge meat guy in general. So if you have any tube steak on the board, you're a shoe-in. So and then you're a perfect complement to all of these. So I'm excited to get going here.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Brent. Yes, I am. If your board has tube steak on it, that's an immediate 2-point bump for me. Thank
Do
you.
you remember that Subway commercial when they guys talked about being Mr. Hot Salami? That's
no.
Hey, they used to call me Mr. Hot Salami.
Yeah, he's in jail now, Will. So
yeah, he's in jail.
Well, before we keep going, can I ask you a question?
Yeah,
sure.
Do you have a filter on, or is your skin just naturally that fantastic?
No, so I don't know what's going on, but I have a new computer that is doing me a lot of favors right now. If I'm being honest, and I'm very happy about it. But yeah, there's no filter. It's like super high def, but it kind of makes me look like I'm got the pretty boy filter on. I got that pretty boy swag.
Whoa.
I'm not breezy.
I think you look handsome.
Thank you.
You look great.
Mm-hmm.
Let's get going here. Our first charcuterie board comes from Dave in Southwest Austin, and he threw this together. What do you guys think? I'll leave this, Will, if you want to go first.
I mean, what you have here is a non-traditional Popeyes board. What I respect out of this is the red beans and rice for obvious reasons. I would have maybe gone with strips instead of nuggets. The Cajun fries are always going to be a hit. And the ranch sauce is going to be the cherry on top when you're wondering what gave you the heartburn last night. So overall, as a charcuterie board, I give it about a 2. In terms of just something I would eat, I give it a 10.
Okay. Dylan Chevery. Parch loves this, by the way. Parch is a huge fan.
Yeah, he's into it. Remind me how this works. Are we just supposed to comment on it or actually give it a score?
Just comments.
And live stream.
David, shut up. It's been a while.
You're not the Olympic committee, Dylan. Just say what you think about the damn board.
We throw out the best and the worst score. That's what we do here. No scores. It's just comments, and then we go at the end.
I have to agree with Will as far as how badly I want to devour this. It's way up there, but I mean, obviously, it's not a charcuterie board, so.
Cons, when you see a non-traditional like this, where does your mind go? Where does this rank on your scores here?
I'm a traditionalist, and if you think about it, the word charcuterie is really just speaking to meats. So even the advent of adding cheese to the board is somewhat of an Americanized bastardization of traditional charcuterie. And I think cheese is fine, but I think people just throw stuff on a board and they're like, "Look, charcuterie," and it doesn't exactly work like that. Where my man here tripped up, though. This could have been so much better. He's got what appears to be the rice in a bowl. Maybe not. Maybe that's still just a container. Had he poured the sauce out into like a little bowl, like a little like serving bowl, and removed the additional Popeyes from the photo, we'd be doing a lot better. But as it stands, I'd go in on this, but for presentation and overall, it's not great.
Dave in Southwest Austin, what do you think of Dave in Southwest Austin's charcuterie board?
It's tough, man. You try to put something together. You're kind of in a pinch because the baby's having one of those days where he just doesn't want to wake up. And
everybody sucks.
Everything is effed. We've got the live stream at 7, so you're like, we'll try out the new nugs at Popeyes, and we'll throw them on the nice board that was a gift, by the way, from the DeFreezes. You do your best, and I don't know. Cons is a guy that I really respect and I like a lot. We've had beers, but I'm just gonna have to hard disagree. I mean, I'm not saying I'm here to win it. I'm not saying it's a winning one, and not pictured as the sweet heat sauce, if you're wondering at home. And that's on me. That's on me for that. But I think Cons, open your mind a little bit, man.
I mean, I can only open my mind so much until we're just talking about food thrown on a board, and really, I mean, as our friend Mason from the acclaimed movie The Rock told us, losers always whine about doing their best, and winners go home and I'll refrain because I believe there's a child in the room from the rest of it, but the rest of it. I don't want to hear about how you did your best. I don't want to hear about excuses.
Wow.
There were certain things. Listen, I understand what's going on in your life, and it prevents you from potentially really bringing a lot to the table when it comes to this board. But there could have been 3 extra minutes spent with the presentation, and then we'd be in a much different place.
You don't know me, man. You don't know what's going on, man.
Dude,
This is
Dave,
getting very contentious.
Get me one ramekin, Dave. One.
Man, I love that Dave has a Golf Channel on in the background, by the way. That's very Dave.
Olympic golf.
Let's do the next one here. We have Cons mentioned he's a traditionalist. Cons, I'll let you lead off on this. What are we looking at?
Now, what I love about this is it's neat. The presentation is appealing. I don't love cucumbers because they don't really complement any of the other flavors on the board there. So it's almost like, hey, let's add some green in the middle for the sake of adding green in the middle. That would really be my only knock here. Great presentation. It looks to be somewhat of, it's tough to tell from just a picture, but we got some pretty good variety here in terms of our meats and our cheeses. I'm not an olive fan, but I know plenty of people are. So putting the olives on the corner there is a good little way to spice it up. And then is that a jam in the middle there?
You know what the only difference between jam and jelly is?
Okay.
Come on, Brett.
All right.
I'm not doing that.
We're doing everybody needs
Every
to know.
time.
Listen, you put this board in front of me, and I'm going to say, oh wow, this is great. This is fantastic. You're not losing points putting this out at a party.
I'm going to switch Will over. So when I do these things, there we go. Will, you're a big green in the middle guy. What are you thinking here?
Okay.
A little bit greenery. Overall, I like this board. If you're going to have that variety of meat, not sure why you'd only have about 1.5 or 2 pieces of prosciutto on there. I actually agree about the cucumbers. Those are kind of an outlier here for me. I get you want something crisp and nice, but in terms of what you're actually going to eat with that, you're not dunking that in the fig jam. It's just not happening. Like chutneys don't command a cucumber. It just doesn't make sense. And so, I could use a couple more crackers, but overall, this is a good board. I'm going to attack it like anything else.
Dylan Chevery.
Yeah, I just echo what I've heard so far. The cucumber to me is a major deduction. They do not belong whatsoever. The cracker variety is severely lacking as well. Other than that, it looks good. I would go in on this.
Cons, do you have a point that I stepped on you big time?
No, yeah, just like it's like there was a leftover crudité board, and then the cucumbers were left over, so they said, "I'll just throw those in the middle of the board." They just look out of place.
Will heard crudité board. He's like, "Let's go." Dave Ruff.
Correct.
Hey Brett, what's going on here? It's a charcuterie board, not a facial. Get the cucumbers out. Don't need them.
Wow.
Second, green olive is inferior to the black olive.
Disagree.
This board's fine. But Not doing a lot for me.
Let's go to Con's mentioned presentation. How about the scene right here? Connor, if you want to lead off.
Ooh. You can't just, gosh almighty, you cannot just plop a ball of mozzarella for those who pronounce it that way. You can't just plop that on the board, and I don't see a knife in sight. If you're gonna serve mozzarella, you gotta slice that up. It's not a cheese that really lends itself to being on a board for that reason. Mozzarella usually stands on its own with a little fresh tomato. I would avoid putting it on a board, and it's tough to tell what else is going on there. I'm just kind of disappointed. It just looks like that just like came out of a package, and then they just plopped it on there because they're real big mozzarella fans. Not impressed.
Dylan.
Look, this one stinks. I see.
Wow.
I see 3 wine glasses, so presumably there are 3 people eating off of this board. And it's small, like Con said, the big just ball of mozzarella. It's got to be cut, prepared better. I'm not into this, and the Bachelor being on the background is not really doing much for me either.
We do a show on it.
I know.
Weekly.
Dylan, can you answer this question before we move on?
Okay, that I could probably punt that thing about. I'm going to say between 20 and 23 yards.
Okay.
It's got some weight.
Okay.
It's got some weight to it.
You're not punting at 23 yards. There's no way that you punt a ball of mozzarella 23 yards.
Oh, we're gonna have to do this. We're gonna have to do
I
this.
think you might be wrong.
No, we're gonna have to do this.
Sir.
We're gonna have. I don't
Okay.
think you get it even close to 23
That
yards.
is a baseball size just glob of mozzarella, and it's gotta have some decent weight to it. I don't know, man. 20 yards.
Dave, did you have a comment?
Yeah, so a little something I'm noticing. Do you see the big bowl of bread that's supplementing the charcuterie board?
Yes.
If your charcuterie board is, what it's supposed to be, you don't need the supplemental bread. You just don't. It should stand on its own. The thing speaks for itself. And unfortunately, like it just looks crammed together. It looks like somebody's going to knock the salami off or whatever, and it's going to touch the table, and then germs are going to be a factor. Like a dog hair is going to get on it. It's just going to ruin the night for everybody. So, this one's fine. It's not great. The bread, that's a ton of bread. What are we doing here?
It's a lot of bread. That almost looks like they wanted to make bruschetta and then realized nobody knew how to make bruschetta, so they just said, "Okay, fine, we'll just throw that next to the charcuterie board." Because I don't want to have that much bread when I'm eating meat and cheese. I'm not having a sub, right? I want to kind of just be able to pick at it. When you get bread cut that way and that thick, it's just a little too much going on for me.
Will DeFreeze.
Nothing I have to add is not already been said. I mean, I don't really understand the bread bowl. Like, I just would like a very thin cracker to pair with my stuff. The ball of mozzarella is just a glaring error here.
Big.
It's so big. Like,
it's a quarter of the board.
Big. Like,
yeah.
I think we have the pieces here to have something awesome. But I just think that I don't think the thought was there, unfortunately. But we're gonna get there.
Yeah, you got to think about this when you're talking about these boards. It's got to be something where I can come, look the board, grab what I want. I'm in and out in like 3 seconds tops. If I have to stand there and slice mozzarella, and then what if I slice it too thick, and then I'm half a ball of mozzarella on my big piece of bread there, and then I just took down $9 worth of cheese in one bite. It's just not efficient.
Danger. That's the danger of doing a board like that.
You got to really trust everybody.
You do. We'll go to something a little bit more on the traditional side. What are we looking at here?
Klein, to answer your question, I don't think I could do that. No.
Dylan, I'll lead you off on this dessert charcuterie combo.
Ooh. Okay. I like what's going on here. A little bit of a bold move to just put traditional charcuterie on the same board as your dessert charcuterie, but I'm kind of into it, I think. A lot going on here. A nice variety of crackers. We've got several different meats working here. What kind of cheese you call that in the middle? What is that?
It looks like a blue cheese, maybe, or
Okay. I'm into
possibly.
this.
It's
Is
tough
that a
to tell.
Roca? Is that a Roquefort? Like, what are we doing right now?
We got I like the little presentation with the little signs and the cheeses too. That's kind of cool. That's kind of cute. I see. It says brie and cheddar on there. Maybe it's pointing. Maybe that is brie in the middle.
Mm,
I'm into this.
okay.
You're a huge fan of brie. I know that, Dylan. Dave, you had the stank face on. What are you thinking here?
I will say this is the flirtiest board we've seen. Like this one's gonna like strike up a conversation at the bar and have a couple of buttons unbuttoned and just you're gonna enjoy it. Whoever the couple that made this, I'm gonna assume it's a couple. They definitely did some fucking after this. That's all I'm gonna say.
Oh yeah, yeah. This is a pre-sex board for sure.
Will DeFreeze, are you mixing your dessert and your strawberries and your charcuterie?
I would eat everything on this board. Do we know what's in the bottom right-hand corner?
I'm guessing that's Nutella, either for the strawberries or the cookies.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you, buddy.
Okay. Everything looks great. The little labels on there, this is premeditated. Like, it's beautiful. When are you going to eat a dessert and a charcuterie board at the same time? Am I new to this? Like, am I not understanding when this would happen? I'm a fan of what's going on, but like, yeah, I think I agree with Dave. Like, whatever couple did this, definitely they got the deed done.
Smush room.
Yeah, that chocolate sauce.
Ryan.
That chocolate sauce probably made it stop before it somebody consumed it,
Cons, are you as broken brained as everybody here? Or do you know what's happening?
No, I think I like the idea of the strawberries with the Nutella. I like the Ghirardelli cookies, but just put those on a separate plate. You could put them side by side because sometimes people have a sweet tooth early and they want to get after it early with the chocolate covered strawberries. Who among us doesn't love those? I for sure do. And I'm also a big fan of having a little chocolate on my board, but maybe not in this fashion the way because the Nutella, I mean, you do whatever you want. Are you going to take some of that meat and then a cracker and dump it in the Nutella? You might if you're crazy, but we're mixing a little too much here. And this is kind of what I was talking about, where you had a good board and then you said, "Oh, let me add these two other things and really take it up a notch." When in fact it just distracted from everything else on the board that is actually pretty good.
Sure, I
do
like that. That's
appreciate
good.
how there's no wasted space on the board. It's a very busy board, which I'm kind of into.
Mm.
They just
I agree.
loaded that bad boy down.
I agree. We'll take this next one. You got to consider a little bit of the table involved here. So here we go.
See, now that's how you do mozzarella with the balsamic glaze there. That's how you do it. And clearly we have some plates and some utensils. So I'm cool with that. That's great. You got the crudité and you got the charcuterie in the middle. And what we noticed there, which is nice, is there's extra space on the board there. There wasn't this compulsory need to fill up every last inch of the board, which I respect. And then you got a little, you get some nuts at the end there to add some crunch. This is, if I show up to your house and we're having a little bit of a wine and maybe we're watching a game, waiting for dinner to cook, this is great. This is great news.
Will DeFreeze the spread here.
I'm happy with it. I am happy with it. I think the board looks great. The supplemental stuff, I think, is going to get it some extra points, even though it doesn't deserve extra points because of a crudité or because of a caprese salad. But unfortunately, I would eat this. I think that if you're going to take the photo, you got to take the bottle of ranch out of there before you take that photo.
Yeah, exactly.
You can't,
it's like the guy who left the Popeyes box in the photo in the first one. Totally detracts.
What kind of nuts are we working with up top? If those are pistachios, I think we got to leave in the clubhouse.
Are they D's?
Okay.
Okay, Brett, come on, man.
Is that canned ranch?
Yeah.
That's Ken's ranch. That's Ken's. It's one step up from Hidden Valley.
It really is. This is fairly strong. I have no issue. Like I'm looking for something to nitpick about, and I see one wine glass. And so in my head, I'm hoping this is like a dinner for one. Like someone's just going to have themselves a little night.
Yeah, love it.
Good. Go off, king or queen. You dropped this. I like that there was no effort to crop the photo as well, Brett.
No, zero. Absolutely zero.
Those might be on the right-hand side at the top. Those might be the Marcona. I don't know. I think I'm pronouncing that correctly. Marcona almonds from, and those are the kind of ones that have like how am I trying to describe this? Almost
Greasy?
like the sheen, greasy, like the sheen
They're
on the
slippery.
almond. Yeah,
They're
those are great for the charcuterie as a compliment to it. So
Dylan,
I like it.
Dylan, are you detracting points here because this is a charcuterie competition? This is Shark Week, and we shouldn't even be considering the caprese or the crudité.
No, I have no problem with that. It just adds to the situation here. The caprese looks amazing. My main issue here is just the photography. The lack of photography skills. It's just poorly. The picture stinks. They didn't crop it.
No drone.
I didn't crop it. That's on me.
I feel like Will, this would make Will sick to his stomach just looking at this poor photography skill. But
I mean, if you put this on your story and expect people to respond to you, like, it's not happening.
It's not, the picture's not jumping off the page at me. I'm really just taking everything as it is and judging it that way. But the picture definitely, the presentation is not overwhelming.
I mean, hand up. It's my leader right now. It's my leader.
Wow. Well, let me give you a picture that does jump off the page here. This is our next entry. How about this?
What is this? A picture from Good Housekeeping?
This is Shutterstock.
Yeah, this is a Shutterstock image.
Yeah, can I Google charcuterie board? Is this the first picture that comes up?
Her last entry, she did a dessert charcuterie in the last competition. Otherwise, I would not have believed that this was a real entry. This is the real deal. I have confirmed in the DMs.
Okay. All right. I'll take her at her word.
Connor, would you like to lead off?
You know, the first thing that jumps out at me is the array of color. So it's very inviting to the eye, which I do think is important. When you walk into a party at someone's home, you want something to catch your eye, because what do they say? They say you eat with your eyes first. And if I saw this, I would more than likely get excited about it. I like just about everything on here. And we can get down with this, and I appreciate the presentation.
Dave Ruff.
Part of me wants to say take it easy on the grapes, but I'm a big grape guy. And I'm even noticing some nice blueberries and even some other kinds, maybe some blackberries there in the middle.
Blackberries, yeah.
If confirmed, if true, this is big. This is a good board and potentially it's in my top 5 for sure. Top 10 definitely.
You know how I know it's confirmed because in our DM conversations between @CirclingBackPod on Instagram and this young lady, the only time she DMs us is when there's a charcuterie competition. So she's not. I don't even know if she's about the content game, but she is about the She is about the charcuterie game. So I appreciate that. Dylan, do you have any thoughts here?
Yes. Like Dave, I'm also a big grape guy, and I'm very happy to see the grapes on here. Every time I put together a meat and cheese board, I always have grapes on mine. I'm a red grape guy.
I was just going to say the same thing. I appreciate that there's grapes, but if 2 of these little bushels were red to complement the green, now we'd be cooking with gas.
Yep, I agree. And like Con said, it's very colorful, very pleasing to the eye. And this is a fantastic board, and most likely my leader in the clubhouse.
Will DeFries. There's a fine line between halftime at a soccer game and charcuterie boards for orange slices. Where do you fall on that line?
The only thing I'm not going for on this board is the orange slices, but it's not enough for me. It's not enough for me to care. This board is great. I see at least 5 different cheeses. I see at least 3 to 4 to 5 meats. I'm very happy with what's going on right here. And there's also so many cracker choices that I don't know what to do with. Like, you know, those little tiny little baseball bat mini baguette things on the right-hand side. Like, I don't know what I would do with those on this thing, but I'm definitely going to eat like 4 of those. Very happy.
Yeah, the only thing the oranges are doing for me is the appearance. I'm not going to touch those. I'm not going to eat those, but I think it adds to the appearance.
Guys, am I wild? Is that orange or is that grapefruit?
No, those are oranges.
Okay.
I think those are navel oranges, David.
What's
Yeah,
to the
much-
what's that thing to the right of the oranges? On the
It's
ones near
cheese.
the middle. Is that cheese?
It's cheese.
cheese.
Yes.
Man, that's fancy cheese.
Noted intern of ours, Klein, said tiny pickles for the win.
Oh yeah, love tiny pickles. Love tiny pickles.
And
Klein.
he also said, wait, given the connotation that brings.
They're
Classic.
called they're called cornichons.
Very
Cornichon.
cool.
Hand up, I
Very
didn't
cool.
know that. We'll go from that picture where you can see a lot to what our friends are working with in their garage. Dave, this is a
I'm
working man charcuterie board. How do you feel?
Is that
You got to give me
Pavlov's
some
vodka?
time. Oh no, I know
This
why
is
this
very
one
blue.
made it.
Go ahead, Dave.
I see a sugar included Red Bull just waiting for Brett to come in and devour it and 10 of its friends.
I won't lie, that piqued my interest. Sure.
Yeah, man, this is one I wish you would have sent before, so I had more time to study it. There's just so much going on. I'm seeing potentially 4 different hot sauces in the upper left corner. I don't know if that's hot sauce or what's going on there.
It would the bears what appears to be a pool table with a cover over it, and a bears. I don't know if it's a beer.
Oh, this is
beer.
definitely a Chicago garage setup.
Mm.
And, you know, that's a blue collar Chicago setup. Which
This
I have
is a blue
the
collar
utmost-
charcuterie board. It's
Yeah,
a
I
blue collar
have the utmost-
charcuterie board.
Utmost respect for that. Everything is very clearly prepackaged and purchased. And while neat, it looks as though all the cheese and the crackers are standing in formation. There's not much creativity to that. But again, you walk in, you see what you see here, you know what you're getting. And if I'm watching football and crushing, 30 Miller Lights, then I'm okay with this. I'm comfortable with it. I don't get excited for it, but I'm cool with it.
Cons,
Will
it
the
looks
Freeze-
like they're crushing Heaven Hill vodka, from what I can tell. Maybe McCormick's.
Yeah, that vodka needs to step it up to some different brand.
Will DeFreeze, you're a noted Midwest guy. Can you, one, explain the fascination with doing stuff in your garage, and two, what's going on here from a Midwestern point of view?
You can smell this photo. Like you can smell
yeah.
every single part of this photo. I know what I can feel the dust and the chalk from the pool cues in the background. I can feel the sludge from the power tools hanging up on the wall. It's just great. This is a great Midwest situation. That being said, cannot find a less appetizing drink situation in the Midwest at this point. Terrible. In terms of the snacks, I'm going to attack these, but I'm definitely not going to get a photo onto my story of this to show all my friends that were flexing. But that being said, I will get full off of this. If you wrap cheese and meat and then have pretzel crisps around it, those are things that are just going to go down my I'm not going to finish that sentence, but it looks wonderful.
Cons, any thoughts here?
Yeah, I can. Speaking to the smell, there's definitely that half oil, half gasoline mixture that you need for a 2-stroke weed whacker somewhere in that garage that I'm smelling for sure. You're out here in a winter jacket. The garage door is open. People are ripping heaters, smoking cigars. So the overall smell in that place, not great. So you can't even get too fancy with what you're putting out because you're not going to appreciate it. So you're almost putting this stuff out for sustenance and not really for any other reason. It's just so you don't fall over before halftime.
I tend to agree. Any garage, though, that's got the Bears on the TV, a pool table, and a weed whacker in it, that's an okay garage in my book. That's a working man's garage. I will respect that person to the end of time. Dave, now that you've had some time, do you have any more thoughts here?
Yeah, I think it's the modern working man's garage because I believe that's a battery-powered edger up there that's hanging. If I'm recognizing that, so shout out to him.
I would love, you know what? I would love to know what's under that tinfoil. My guess is wings. That would be, if I had to go out on a limb, it's either wings based on maybe meatballs, but I'm thinking it's wings. This is not a bad Sunday Sunday night setup, or maybe if it's a Thursday night game.
There you go. You're going to enjoy that situation no matter what.
Randy has eaten that kind of setup numerous times in his life.
Yeah,
I'm disappointed Randy's not in here right now because I would have brought him on for that.
He's in the comments.
Is he in the comments?
Somebody was.
Well, we'll go from the Midwest to the Northeast. Connor, this person's coming for your heart. What do you think of state charcuterie boards? Cons, go ahead and just take it away here.
It's funny because there's not much to this board. It's really more decorative than anything. But how could you not love the great state of New Jersey?
A lot of people don't.
Well, guess what? Those people can kick rocks. I love this board. I love everything about this board. And I want to know the person who presented this board.
Will DeFries.
I mean, you touch this board and something's falling off. Like it's gonna be a mess. Like you're gonna have something somewhere. That being said, I think it's the first cream cheese block we've seen of the night, and everyone knows that I'm a big fan of cream cheese blocks, especially if there's a chutney on top of them, or a jam, or a jelly, whatever it may be. Very happy with the cheese block.
That looks delicious and inviting.
Yeah,
absolutely.
But overall, this is not going to win the competition, but this is an approachable, nice thing that you're definitely going to have to hard clean the counters with some spray later.
Will, this is my first cream cheese block of the night graphic.
Ooh. Damn.
Dave Ruff.
Will took the words right out of my pretty mouth. It's approachable. This is an approachable board. Unfortunately, it's so aesthetically pleasing. I don't want to take anything off of it. I just want to leave it there and admire it. I want it to be the centerpiece of the night. This is a good board. What fruit are we looking at?
Is that a fig?
That out too.
Kiwi?
Okay.
No, those are figs, I think.
No, yeah, we're getting figgy with it right now.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I'm not smart.
You know what the problem though, kind of like what Will said. As soon as people start touching this, it's going to go to shit in a real quick second, and it's no longer going to look this pretty. And also, there's just not much to it, so it's going to disappear quickly if people get into it. But I respect what it is.
Dylan, there's no meat on this board, which I know can't be too pleasing for you. What do you think here?
There's no meat on the board, which is a major deduction. But the cheese at the bottom, it's flaky and it's got a slight subtle crunch to it. And it's a good odor to it. I don't know what kind of cheese it is exactly, but I always go for cheese that looks exactly like that when I'm looking at a board like this. So I'm really into the cheese. Also, like Will, I am a cream cheese guy as well. I don't know what it says about me, but I could not have identified this as the state of New Jersey. Embarrassed to say, but big ups to Jersey. Yeah, you got to have meat on there. I'm a fan of figs though. I'll go in on those figs.
Cons, do you serve this board by via Cape May? I mean, is that is that what you're doing there? Is that the handheld portion?
Yeah, that's a good geography lesson you're giving everybody right there. You definitely serve everyone by Cape May.
Thank you.
Good job.
Cons,
Brett's our geography guy.
I appreciate that. Somewhere Cat Pat saw that board too, and she gave a slow clap, a golf clap. Back to something a little more traditional here, boys. We're getting back to bread and butter charcuterie boards here. What are we thinking here? Dylan, I'll let you lead off on this one.
Okay. What kind of wine are we working with here? Is it what does that say?
I love you bunches, Dylan.
Is that a custom wine or is that I don't know. Anyway, I see kiwi. Your boy loves kiwi. Everybody knows that about me.
I love kiwi.
Guy. Kiwi's fantastic. Other than that, with pretty basic little setup here. I don't even think I see a cracker on this board, which is a little upsetting. Not loving what I'm seeing. Very basic. The rosemary on there. It's a nice touch, as JR would say, but I'm not super into this. No.
Dave Ruff.
Again with the crop. I can't get past the crop.
Well, Dave, there's hundreds of submissions of charcuterie boards to our DMs, and I have to do them quickly.
I know you do. You do a good job. Are those tongs in the middle of the board? What's going on here?
Yes, those are tongs.
Okay, yeah, this This probably tastes good. The presentation is just not great. It's subpar presentation. It just looks like it was just thrown in there.
Will DeFreeze.
So,
Sorry to cut you.
Dylan, I just got really good news. Do you want to hear my good news that I just got, which is why I was on my phone?
Is this?
I would love to
hold
find-
on. Let me
yes,
hit you with the good news graphic.
Your boy is going to the U.S. men's national team game tomorrow night at the Q2 Stadium.
Wow. I thought
Yeah.
they weren't doing
Yeah.
tickets, man. How'd you get tickets?
I had to reach out to our contact, Hot Colin, and he set it up, so we're all good.
Hot Colin.
So, Dylan, I know you were kind of confused about this wine. This is not a wine that is just made for one person. This is a carbonic Sangiovese. I'm surprised you don't know that. It's an interesting red wine.
I didn't want to say
Overall,
anything, but yeah.
if there's one thing that I F with more than I F with blocks of cream cheese, it's probably kiwi at this point. And so I'm very
Kiwi's
happy
so
with.
good.
Dude, a kiwi is goated. Like the fact that it's furry and I still love it is just a great thing. Some people say that I'm kind of a low key kiwi. I'm furry on the outside, but sweet on the inside. And so overall, I'm loving what the sport's doing.
Cons.
Give me kiwi every day of the week, twice on Sunday. I always get down with some kiwi. I mean, I only see one glass, so if this is for one individual, I love everything about it. Sneaky, sometimes I do like apricot, so I don't hate to see that. Overall, if this is just for one or two people, I like the content. I don't love the presentation by any stretch, but it looks like somebody just wants to love somebody else bunches tonight, and they're not worried about the presentation. They just want to get through the wine, get through the charcuterie board, and get to loving each other bunches.
I like that.
Beautiful. That's so
Gentlemen,
beautiful.
2 more boards. We have 2 more boards coming up here. Our penultimate board.
Whoa.
Another spread here.
Whoa.
Whoa.
Loaf.
Dylan, you hit the whoa, so I'll let you go first.
Jumping out at me right away is the presentation of the apples. I'm super into what they did there. They sliced them, but they kept its form, and so you're just gonna pluck a little wedge away one at a time. I love that.
But Dylan, look what they did with
unfortunate. What?
Dylan, they did it with they not only did it with just the apples, but the cheese, the cucumber, the
cheese
bread.
as well.
This is crazy.
I like the theme here. I love what they're doing. I see cucumber again, however, not super into cucumber as we already discussed. Everything else here, this is probably, as far as presentation goes, this is number 1 for me. Love it. Very into it.
Dave, does this make your top 10?
Dude, I mean, not only is it making my top 10, it's probably making my top 6, honestly. I'm not docking it too much for the hilarious amount of cucumber. I mean, how many people are we having over? No one's eating. Even if that's for like 4 people, like you're not going to take down that much cucumber. The loaf, initially the loaf jumped out at me, the bread, and then I noticed how it was perfectly cut, sliced, and I like that. I like that they left some of it unsliced just in case they want to get wild at the end. This is good. This is definitely top 6.
Captain Counts.
I don't love the loaf. I don't know what I'm going to do with that loaf. And I appreciate that they pre-sliced it for me, but what am I doing with it? Why is it there? It doesn't need to be there when it appears to be that you already have 3 other different types of crackers. The loaf is extraneous, and get that out of here. The apples are cut. There's like this tool. I actually have one where you just like push the slicer down over the top of the apple. So it looks like they used one of those, which is cool because you can just pull an apple slice, which I think is great. What is that on the left side? It looks red and green. What am I looking at there? There's 2 little like swirls of red and
They
green.
appear to
What
be
are those?
tie-dye shirts halfway complete. Is what
Right? I have
about
no
them.
idea what that is. So that's really jading my overall feelings on this because I have no idea what I'm looking at. Otherwise, it's a lovely presentation. I don't understand the French bread loaf, but otherwise, I appreciate this presentation.
Will DeFreeze.
I mean, we're happy with what's going on here. There's a lot happening. The deconstruction into the reconstruction is a move I haven't seen before, and I'm kind of into it. But I do agree. I think the loaf is aggressive. I think we need a more spreadable cheese on this thing other than just that brie up in the left-hand corner. If you're going to have bread, you can't just have these solid pieces of cheese like that. But overall, I mean, I think in terms of presentation, in terms of the contents of it, we're really happy with what we're seeing here.
What Cons was asking about, I'm looking at it more, and it's giving off the little swirly things are giving off major True Detective season 1 vibes, and it's kind of spiking my anxiety. I actually need someone to tell me what that is.
Is there any way that it's avocado?
That's what people are saying in the comments.
What?
There's a way to slice avocados very thinly like that, but I've never seen it arranged quite like that. And I don't know what the dust on top would be. But if I had a gun to my head right now, I would probably say avocado.
Yeah, but then avocado. Think about this when you're presenting something like this at a party. It's got to be something that people can just grab with their hands. Who in their right mind is just grabbing avocado unless it's super hard and not ripe? It's going to be mushy if it's ripe, right? So I don't understand that move at all.
Maybe what we're working with here is a little avocado toast thing where we have the avocado over there and then the big bread on the side.
Maybe.
Brunch board.
The old brunch board. You don't see those anymore. That's late 90s at best. Anyway, with the last charcuterie board of the day, gentlemen, before we'll do a rapid fire and then decide our winner, here we go.
Oh, this is pretty. That's pretty.
It is.
Cons, this hits you. Yeah, Cons, this hits you quick.
Listen,
what are we thinking here?
Come on. The presentation is hands down. We even have the flowers in the top right there. The presentation is just, you can really tell with the alternating in the middle, the bottom, the alternating shapes of cheese, the wedges of cheese alternating in shape. We have, good variety, grapes, blackberries. We have what appears to be maybe like a honey or a jam, because that little honeysuckle thing. They got the Marcona almonds. They got little balls of mozzarella. See, there's how you can serve mozzarella on a charcuterie board. I can just pick up one of those little balls very simply. Gosh, this is really takes the cake on presentation. It blows every other one out of the water.
Wow, that's big praise from Cons. Dave, you nodded hard at the mozzarella balls. What are we thinking here,
fellas? Board's looking good. Mozzarella balls. You could have toothpicks out and you could just kind of pop one in there. It's germ friendly for everybody. I don't know what a lot of this stuff is. Is there some chocolate in there too? Upper right
there
corner.
Is.
Oh,
yes, there is.
Man, this one's got everything, man. And like I think those are flowers, right? Those little roses up there. Look at this, beautiful, man. This thing just breathes, opens up the room. This is definitely top 5 for me.
Friend of the program, KJ, also noted elite countertop.
Yeah,
very true. Big
countertop right there. Dylan, is this goated in your mind?
This is way up there. My only concern is that it's almost like too pretty to dive into. I don't want to mess anything up on the board. This is like a country club, like Mother's Day special charcuterie board or something. It's so perfect that I don't want to mess it up. But I mean, it is aesthetically speaking. I don't imagine anything getting any better than this, and it looks delicious as well. A lot of good stuff on here.
Will the freezer
top 2?
Will, are you adding macaroons to your board and the dessert quadrant, or is that something new to you?
Never seen macaroons before. This is remarkable stuff. It looks like the macaroons are somehow seasoned with some sort of spice or herb. I'm into it. I don't know what the frosting or the icing or whatever you call the inside of a macaroon is, but I'm very intrigued by those. We got some mint. We got baby's breath. We got everything.
You know what's great about the macaroons?
What are you laughing about, Brett?
There's some funny comments.
Oh my God!
Put it up,
This KJ. This is the funniest.
Okay, KJ. That's pretty great.
That's leverage.
Okay.
Oh man,
my
that was
God.
fantastic. I can't top that. I can't. I'm sorry.
KJ.
Wow. I was gonna say though, what's nice about the macaroons is clearly they're not often seen, if ever, on a board like this. So it's a nice little touch, but it's not over. There's not 12 macaroons. Like it's like, hey, look at all these macaroons. It's just 4. It's just like a little hint of something different, not
It's
to be
cocky.
overwhelming.
Fair.
It's not a
fair.
cocky amount of macaroons, and you have to respect that.
Hmm.
Oh my God, KJ, I'm crying right now.
The comment by Garrett Cardoso. I can't put comments up. That one's pretty solid as well.
What does it say?
This is
There it
a. Oh, I'm sorry. Here we go. A 5-year-old girl named Braley just.
Love it.
I like Trev Cats too. I'm sorry, but the Klein nailed it. I'm sorry, but this person is way too good for this podcast.
Fair point.
True. Fair.
Oh, good.
Oh man. Well, that'll do it for the boards, boys. Let's go. Let's run through rapid fire, and then we'll make a decision here. How's that sound? We had to lead off the night. We had Dave from Southwest Texas, or Southwest Austin. Excuse me, Dave from Southwest Austin. He put together some
Very
Popeyes.
cool.
It's in the
On a
conversation for sure.
Yep. Will's quote on that was, "Dave, get me a ramekin one time for your boy." That's the memorable
I don't
quote
watch
there.
Star Wars.
We had Dylan's $11 bottle of wine that he thought it was. So
It's about a $24 bottle, Dylan.
Never
about a
seen it.
$24 bottle.
Broke boy.
we had the Caprese make an entrance. Connor, quick comment.
Yeah, this could have done better with better photography.
Dylan, we had a straight
lot.
traditional board here.
Look, that's just your everyman's board right there. The cucumber, like we discussed, kind of threw me off, but a very, very solid entry into the contest.
I think we might have been too hard on that board.
Yeah, I think so. I mean,
I think we might have been too hard.
yeah.
Dave, we had quite the scene here with the snowflake paneling and carpet.
Yeah, I love the Southwestern vibes they've got with the rug. That's honestly what's jumping out at me. I kind of wronged them because I was very nice to some other boards that were bread heavy, but the bread's not a part of the board here. It's supplemental, and I just can't get behind that.
Will, you're from the Midwest. What'd you think of this?
This board is young and restless, and I absolutely love it. Not a big fan of the Bears for obvious reasons, but overall, I mean, yeah, I think we're in a great spot here. If I can get some gasoline aftertaste when I'm eating my gabagool, I'm a happy camper.
Yeah.
That is a lunch pail. Let's just feed the boys board. For that, I respect it.
Yeah.
That's how I win any contest.
I
love
like
it.
this board. I like this board because your night is being taken deep into the night around this sucker
Yeah.
right here.
That board's grinding out 260 yards on the ground.
Yes,
We're taking a bottle of Early Times whiskey and we're throwing the cap away, but right the second we take that cap off.
Connor's a big fan of 200-plus yard games because he went to West Point. So the Army, is it the Black Knights?
Yes,
Cons?
it is. In fact, it is. Yes.
I'm a Navy guy, so I don't really give that much credence. But I'll tell you what, that's a Army Black Knights board if I've ever seen one right there.
Is that a sponsored picture? What is Tubi?
You know what it is.
They called you in college.
My Tubi.
Oh, my Tubi.
Cons, I'll keep it with you. What we had the geography board for your heart.
Yeah, I love this board. I can't include it in my overall voting, but it does have a special place in my heart. Absolutely.
Dave Ruff, just another basic, but we were mixing dessert and charcuterie.
No one's doing this, but I like what I'm seeing.
Will DeFreeze, perhaps the best picture of the night.
A little.
I'm sorry. Here, I want to point something out. The board you just showed and the board before. Okay, so that board. Now go to the next one. Very important point. I need to be able to take something from the board, walk away, and not have to worry about anything else. You give me a full strawberry, I got to take the top of that strawberry and throw it somewhere, be it on a plate, in the garbage, whatever. If you pre-slice the strawberries for me, I can get it. I can walk away. Major deduction if you just give me a full strawberry.
That's why Collins is a pro, man.
That's why he's a pro. That's why he's the best. I got the best in the business for this night specifically. It is Shark Week, and I believe Collins actually has a Shark Week shirt.
I didn't even get close to sniffing that out. I'm very impressed right now.
Dylan, a lot of cucumber here.
A lot of cucumber. The cucumber and the bread collectively take up a lot of real estate on the board. Other than that, I love the presentation, especially the apples and the cheese situation. Great board. Great board.
And then, Will, can I call in a lifeline for your wife behind you, or is that illegal right now?
You want to? I don't know if she's going to want to get on the screen. Let's see.
I should have said wife line, but I'll save that pun for later.
That was a miss.
No.
That was a miss.
No, we're not getting that
No.
today.
Nope, that's a hard no.
I've ever seen.
Salgo, she's done. No, she's not.
But
not
I will.
doing it tonight.
I will leave it with Will. The last one of the night, we had this pop up.
I will never be able to look at this board the same after what KJ said. So I don't know. I don't know if I have any parting words for it.
All right, Dylan, I will let you lead off our judging here. I need your top 2 boards, and would you like to see anything one more time?
No, thank you. My top 2 boards are the last one, the KJ board, that one, and the one with all the cucumber and the bread that with the great presentation. This one. Those are my top 2 boards, and I'm officially voting for the last one.
This
That's
one.
too pretty to eat. Nope.
Oh.
The very last. Yep, that one.
Yeah. Okay. Noted. Dave Ruff, you have a hammer. You're up.
Okay. I think I'm going to go with the last one. Can you pull it up again? Yeah. This board, although it does need to see a little bit more research on the vaccine before it can get behind it, this board is very strong. Very strong.
Do you have a second place, Dave, just in case there's a tiebreaker?
Go to the one that's after the dessert one, the one that Cons was pointing out. Yeah, I really like this. This board's just fun. I want to hang out. I want to have like one beer with this board.
Mm-hmm.
Will DeFries.
I think, obviously, for obvious reasons, like the last one does get a nod. I think the photography aspect of it really sets it apart, and the random foliage around it as well. But for me, I think my favorite one is the one in the garage. I think for me, that's the working man's board that gets you fed. I think those are things of beans on the side or dipping sauces. I think we see a lot of hot sauce there. And the fact that they have one Red Bull for that entire handle of vodka tells me everything I need to know about these people, and I absolutely love it.
Connor, you are the guest. Is there anything you would like to see one more time?
No, I don't need to see anything else. And despite the fact that the very last board spends too much time at the country club drinking too much before it goes home to his wife and is upset with himself, it's got to be the best one for me.
Yes. Do you have a second place just in case there's a tiebreaker?
Yeah, it was one of the ones early on that we said like, oh, that's just a solid board. That board's coming off the bench, giving you 12 and 10. Yeah, that guy. It's like, hey, nothing flashy, but guess what? We can win with this board,
folks. That's borderline unanimous. 3 out of 4 votes for the board that told KJ he was well spoken. The macaroons. Which gave me an idea. Why don't we do macaroons that are like just bread and like cheese in the middle?
Those are called sandwiches, Brett. Those are called sandwiches.
Like if we do like garlic bread with like whipped pimento cheese in the middle, I'm patenting those. So please, nobody steal that idea. Okay. The meat roses that DeChant said we're about to make him act up. The honey with the honey wheel or whatever you call that. The multitudes of greenery and fruits. The small pickles for Klein, the mozzarella balls, and the baby's breath on the side with the quartz countertops or granite, whatever the heck that is. This board is deserving of every bit of praise that it's received. This is the winner of Charc Week.
Mm-hmm.
Get out of here.
No doubt.
That charcuterie board would never even talk to the one that I selected as my winner. They're riding different waves.
It's like a rom-com
board.
No,
it absolutely would not. That's big time. That's a great Charc Week, everybody. I'm excited for what we did here today. Cons, thank you for stopping by.
Cons,
thank you. Yeah, thank you guys for having me. I really appreciate it. That charcuterie board reminded me from the mother from The Notebook, who's like, you can't date that boy. He's not from our side of the tracks.
Exactly.
Get out of here.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yep.
Exactly.
Before we leave, I believe we have one. There's a charcuterie board that I forgot to rank. It's over here. Do we have it? Do we have one more for the rankings? There he is. Yeah. Hey, is that Randy?
I'm hunting sharks.
Oh, okay.
There's a lot of
Okay.
different types of sharks out here. There's the jammerhead shark, the ever elusive great white cheddar, and the biggest shark of them all, the kale shark. So I'm out here letting you know to like and subscribe, share this video with a friend, go to Cribs, share that video with a friend. New merch coming, maybe new Shark Week merch, probably not. But God damn it, I love the thrill of the hunt.
Dude, are you in a cage, Randy? Is there any protection besides that water pistol?
They need protection from me. I don't need protection from them.
Randy has I think
Charcuterie.
he's disguised as a cracker, I believe.
Are you a cracker, Randy?
Whoa.
Cracker?
It's
He
2021,
is.
Brett.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
Fair enough. Very cool. Very cool.
Well, like and subscribe. I hope you guys like this stream. I'm going to go kill me a shark.
Okay. Collins, thanks
very
for sticking
cool.
around during that.
Yeah. Cons, thank you.
You Cons.
Randy, thank you
Absolutely.
for reporting live from the Charcuterie board. Cons, where can the folks find you?
You can find me on all of your social media outlets at Captain Cons. And don't forget to download, rate, and subscribe to Zero Blog 30.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
Anywhere
sir.
you
Thank
find
you
your
so
podcasts.
much, man.
Absolutely.
Love it.
Appreciate you, fellas.
Cons, thank you, man.
All right, we'll see you.
See y'all. That was a fun Shark Week. We'll see you next summer for Shark Week.
Bye.